to my YouTube channel. In our last video, we have seen how we can use the input search component on VBCS. If you have not seen that video, I'll share the link into the description. Please have a look on it. So now, continuing on the input search, today we'll explore one of the attribute of the input search, that is the raw value. I'll also explain what we are going to do today. We'll be implementing type ahead search. Okay, so what is type ahead search? Type ahead search is like when you start typing, a search based on your input will start. Okay, so this is type ahead. Now coming to why we need. So in our case, when you go to this department, so here we have very less data, so it was fine. We can just start typing and filter on it. Okay, so here actually what is happening, once the application is live, a service connection is fired and we get the data. So what happens here, the service connection is fired only once, and you know the limit is there for 200, if I'm not wrong. What if we have more than that data? Okay, and here also by default it shows around 25. Okay, if you have not specified the limit. So what if we want to do a search once we start typing? So say I start typing our channel ME, then should search with ME. Okay, I'll show you the use case, one without the raw value and the same with the raw value also, so it will make understanding better. So without wasting any time, let us drag one more input search. And by the way, this department name input search is explained in the last video. So here let me give a name, supplier, and let me give the ID as supplier. Okay, so in this in our last video we have covered the business object scenario. Here we'll be covering the service connection. The service connection is on Fusion and we are getting all the suppliers which are on our Fusion instance. I've already made the service connection, so I'll skipping that part, how we configure the service connection. If you want to know, you can comment it in the comment section and we can make a video on it also. Okay, so now just quickly coming to oh sorry, I have to take input search. Let me just delete it. And where is input search? I'll give the ID as sub, placeholder as a supplier. Now we'll specify the source of data. So here I've said I have already created a service connection for suppliers. I'll use that. Click on next. Okay, we want supplier name. We can have supplier ID in the raw data, supplier number in the raw data, supplier type in the raw data. Okay, just click on next. And now on finish. Okay, so now you see the suggestion is this service SDP, and the suggestion text is supplier. Yeah, now we can make our application live, and now when you click on the supplier, the service connection is fired and you see all the suppliers which are there on the Fusion instance. Now I know there is a supplier in my instance with name test. Okay, so now when I type test, only the data which was fired with the service connection without having any parameters, so it lists only those data. So I'm not able to see that test, but that test is actually there in my service connection, there in my Fusion instance. Okay, so to overcome this and to have the functionality that it should search my data source as soon as I start typing, we'll be leveraging the raw value attribute. Okay, I'll show you how. Okay, so before that, let us make one variable which we'll be using for a raw value attribute. Okay, so I'll use var search. Okay, just click on create. Now come to page designer, go to design, sorry, go to code. Now here just type row value equal to our variable. Okay, so just give me a minute. So what was a variable? A variable was raw search, no? Yeah. Variables dot, sorry, var search. Okay, yeah. So now we have to make a small modification in our this supplier SDP. Just go to the query parameters and just map our raw value attribute variable. So whatever we type there, that value will pass in a query parameter. So just map it here and just type supplier like and write like in caps, otherwise it won't work. Okay, then plus okay, yeah. So now click on save. Now come to our page designer, come to design, now come to live. So now here when we start typing TES, okay, so the service connection is fired and we get all the suppliers with the name this C. And let's say we start typing B. Do we have any supplier with B? BA, let us check. Yeah, so once we type B, it actually the service connection is fired and we get all the suppliers with the name B. So now we have seen there's something called SSC, so let's start with that. Okay, we just remove everything. Okay, and now we type SSC and C. So we get all the suppliers with SSC. So hope you would understand how we can leverage this type ahead functionality. So this functionality is basically called type ahead. So as you type, you do the search type ahead. Okay, I think I have not mentioned this in the starting of the video. I should have, but yeah, this is the type ahead functionality. Hope you would have liked my video and it would have been useful. I believe it would be useful for you. So if the video is nice, I'll request you to please subscribe my channel and keep supporting me. Thank you.